The strongest man who ever lived was not killed by an army. He was unmade, one question at a time, by the woman he loved. His mighty strength, once legendary, now served only to grind grain for his enemies, his eyes gouged out. Before this dark end, before the questions began, his birth was heralded by an unseen presence to a barren woman. She was promised a son, set apart for a divine purpose, whose head no razor would ever touch. He would be a Nazirite from the womb, his long hair a visible symbol of his incredible power. They named him Samson, and as he grew, an invisible force began to stir within him, granting him immense power. Early in his life, Samson desired a Philistine woman from the town of Timnah. At their wedding feast, Samson challenged 30 Philistine companions with a riddle. Out of the eater came something to eat, and out of the strong came something sweet, he declared. His new wife, pressured by her people, wept before him day after day, demanding the answer. She accused him. "You only hate me, you do not love me. You have told a riddle to my people and not explained it to me." Vexed to death by her constant pleading, Samson eventually revealed his secret to her. She immediately betrayed him, telling the Philistine men the answer to the riddle. Samson raged, understanding how his vulnerability had been weaponized against him. Later, in Gaza, his enemies planned to ambush him at the city gate, intending to kill him at dawn. But at midnight, Samson rose from his sleep and went to the heavily barred gate. With impossible strength, he tore the massive doors and their stone posts from their foundations. He placed the enormous burden on his shoulders and carried them to the top of a distant hill. After this, Samson loved a woman named Delilah in the valley of Sorek. The Philistine lords saw their chance again, approaching Delilah with a tempting offer. They promised her a vast sum of silver if she could discover the secret to Samson's great strength. Delilah's eyes fixed on the silver, her resolve hardened, her decision made. Soon after, Delilah asked Samson, "Tell me, how can you be bound and weakened?" Samson lied, testing her. "If they bind me with 7 fresh bowstrings, I will become weak like any other man." While he slept, she bound him tightly with the bowstrings, as hidden men waited in an inner room. "The Philistines are upon you, Samson," she cried, and he awoke. He snapped the bowstrings like fragile thread, leaving her frustrated and determined. Again she pressed. "You have mocked me. Tell me how you can truly be bound." He lied again. "Bind me with new ropes that have never been used, and my strength will leave me." She bound him with the new ropes while he slept, the hidden men still waiting. "The Philistines are upon you, Samson," she cried. He broke the ropes from his arms like flax, leaving Delilah more vexed, her resolve unbroken. Her voice sharpened, almost a demand. "Until now you have mocked me. Tell me the truth." Samson, pushing closer to the truth, lied for the 3rd time. "Weave the 7 locks of my head into a loom." While he slept on her knees, Delilah carefully wove his long braids into the warp of her loom. She fastened the woven hair with a pin, then cried out, "The Philistines are upon you, Samson." He awoke, tearing away the pin, the entire loom, and the woven fabric with his hair still attached. Delilah, her frustration turning to raw accusation, pressed him one final time. "How can you say I love you when your heart is not with me?" she pleaded. Day after day, she pressed him with these words, unrelenting in her demands. His soul was vexed to death by her constant, intimate accusations. Finally, Samson could resist no more. He told her all his heart. "No razor has ever touched my head since I was born," he whispered. I am a Nazirite to God. If my hair is shaved, my strength will leave me, and I will become weak like any other man. Delilah knew this was the truth. She saw it in his eyes, felt it in his words. She immediately sent word to the Philistine lords, "Come up this once, for he has told me all his heart." They arrived, silver in hand, eager for the moment of betrayal. She lulled Samson to sleep, his head resting peacefully on her knees. Then she called for a man with a razor. One by one, the 7 locks of his head were shaven off. As the last braid fell, his tremendous strength left him. "The Philistines are upon you, Samson," she cried one final time. He awoke, expecting to shake himself free as before, with effortless power. But he did not know that Yahweh had departed from him. The Philistines seized him, powerless and helpless. They gouged out his eyes, plunging him into eternal darkness. Bound with bronze shackles, they brought him down to Gaza. In the prison, Samson was forced to grind grain, a sight of ultimate degradation. But slowly, imperceptibly, the hair of his head began to grow again. Months later, the Philistine lords gathered in their temple to Dagon for a great feast. They praised their God for delivering Samson, their greatest enemy, into their hand. In their merrymaking, they demanded, "Bring Samson out to entertain us." A small boy led the blind, shackled giant into the crowded, mocking temple. Samson, feeling his way, asked the boy, "Let me feel the pillars on which the house rests." The boy guided his hands to the 2 central pillars of the vast building. Samson prayed silently, eyes closed, to the unseen God. "Lord God, remember me and strengthen me only this once. O God," he pleaded. He gripped the massive stones, planting his feet firmly. Then, with a final, guttural shout, he declared, "Let me die with the Philistines." He bowed with all his might, pushing against the 2 pillars with superhuman force. The pillars groaned, cracked, and the great temple crashed down, collapsing on everyone within. Dust and silence filled the space where triumphant laughter had been, the sounds of destruction echoing. Samson's family came to collect his body from the ruins, a somber and solemn task. He had killed more in his death than he had in his entire life. They carried him home, a heavy burden, a silenced legend. They buried him between Zorah and Eshtaol, in the tomb of Manoah, his father.